Hi everyone, I'm Sarah from Justice for Education. I share the stories of the people that work every day to ensure education for all, so for the children and also for adults of their communities. Today I have the honor to be with Gideon, and Gideon will introduce himself and will talk about Furman Foundation School that he founded. So, Gideon, introduce yourself. Who are you and what do you do?
Okay, thank you, Sarah, for the opportunity. My name is Gideon Sapon, like you've already said, and I'm the founder of the Furman Foundation School in Kumasi, Ghana. And this school was founded in 2014 as a response to the challenges of education at the basic level. You know, in Ghana, we have two systems, basically two systems. We have the public school and the private school system. Now, what happens is that for the private school system, we have categories.
Yeah.
So on the top of the ladder, we have the high charging schools, the international schools that are very expensive.
Yeah.
Then at the bottom of the ladder, we have the low cost private schools. Now, most low cost private schools in Ghana would not charge tuition fees. So what they do essentially is that they would take what is referred to as feeding fee, a
Yeah.
daily feeding fee from the students. And so it is something that most parents, even the poor and the not so rich, can afford. So that's the whole idea about low-cost private schools. So basically, Furman Foundation School in Kumasi was established in 2014. So we are in our 10th year of existence. Yeah.
And where is it located in Ghana?
So it's in a town called Afrancho, and Afrancho is in Kumasi, which is
Okay.
in the Ashanti region of Ghana. Yeah.
Okay. So you already told me about the reason why you founded this school,
Yeah.
but you can tell me a bit more about the
Yeah.
mission, why you founded this foundation.
Yeah. So like I said, the major objective is this. We wanted to give a kind of education that can be considered of a quality or of a high quality to students from maybe poor socio-economic backgrounds. Because we realized that there was so much strain on the public school system. And periodically, consistently, the public school system is not producing students who score or obtain good marks at the external examination at the ninth grade.
Yeah.
So we're like, why don't we come in and then help these students who, for one reason or the other, cannot go to the high-paying schools to also obtain maybe a similar quality of education at a lower level, at a lower cost. So basically, we aim to contribute to the mission of developing leaders, to developing literate, people within Ghana's developmental sphere. So we are very much oriented towards giving an education to the children of parents who can barely afford to keep them in the normal schools.
And when did you have the idea of founding this school?
Well, it all began when I was at the university. Yeah, when I was still a student at the university. There used to be like vacation breaks. So I would go to a particular school and I'll be teaching the children. But that school was, of course, maybe like a high-paying kind of school. And I was, why can't we do a similar thing that would involve children of a different category of parents?
Yeah.
Because these children were already rich. Their parents were in a high-paying job, and they were sort of how do you call it? They were okay in life, you know. So I was like, maybe there should be a similar idea. But this time around, the difference should be that those who are being targeted should be children from low socio-economic backgrounds. So the idea came, and then I reached out to some people, and then eventually in September 2014, we began the whole thing. We began with kindergarten and then grade one.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how was the first phase of Furman Foundation? Was it easy or you faced some difficulties?
Well, as for difficulties, yes, because we were dealing with a clear case of limited resources.
Yeah.
You wouldn't have all the resources you needed, and yet you still wanted to go ahead and then start the project. So basically, we struggled with logistics, with resources, but we took out that kind of the approach was that we are going to do this thing gradually. And so the lack today was not a form of discouragement. We were like, well, as we progress, we are going to make some progress here and there. So initially, resources were limited, logistics. We also had, issues of infrastructure because you had to get an infrastructure that was standard. Ours was not, so it began from a very low level, and gradually we have sort of upgraded to a point where we can't say that there are no more challenges, but there are. But just that our condition, our situation is far better than it was previously. Yeah.
And how your foundation acts in a daily basis? Which are the main activities?
So we are basically into education. So when we go to school, it's about teachers teaching, students, collaborating with one another. That's what we do because ours is an education-centered kind of a foundation, and we do nothing but education, teaching, learning, anything around education is what we are into, and nothing else. So when you go to school, it's always like a typical school. Students go on recess, they learn, they eat, they play. Those are the things that we do, the typical things we do at the school. Yeah.
And the school, how many children are in the school, and if you have the purpose, the goal to expand the school or not?
Yeah, so far we have about 200 students.
Okay.
And of course we are trying to expand the classrooms. So we have the plan, we want to make classes very comfortable. So for instance, there are some classes today that ideally there should be just one class, but there are two. So the idea is that in the future we would have to just make it one class.
Okay.
So that there can be a kind of convenience and comfort, for the children or for the students. So as for class expansion, it's always there for us because we want to expand the building. We want to make everything comfortable. We want to also get some kind of tools and resources and gadgets and books. So all these things are there that we are trying to work on. Yeah.
And which are the future goals of the school? You want to expand the school, but are there other goals for the future?
Concerning other goals, we are looking at probably bringing on board former students who have passed through the school and making them sort of a part of solving the problems in the community. We believe that after having gone through the system, they have gone to the senior high school, and very soon some of them will be completed. Maybe in the next 1 or 2 years, some of them are going to be senior high school graduates. So our idea or our plan is to bring them on board and to involve them in solving the challenges that we have at the community level. So we want to create that network, that kind of collaboration, where they will be part of the solutions to the problems in society. Yeah.
Which are the main difficulties in the community?
First of all, I would say that we need certain sort of a penetration of education. And then we also have issues about sanitation and other things. I would also say other normal, economic activities, which we believe that if the people are educated, there will be an improvement, even in the profit margins of their economic activities. So these are community issues or challenges that we believe that when the more we educate people, the more we will be in a position to tackle them. Significantly, whether it be a social issue like maybe teenage pregnancy or anything that is societal in nature. Yeah.
Okay, Gideon, and can people know your project and contribute in some way?
We are definitely on Facebook, like Furman Foundation School, and we used to have a website, but it's not running anymore. Probably we will have plans to just revive it and then make it available. But for now, we need volunteers. What we have been doing is that we make very good use of volunteers. For over the years, we've had volunteers from the US, from Germany, from Austria, and a lot of other countries, And we like it when they come to help with teaching. Some of them, they come with books and resources. Some even go to the extent of funding maybe the construction of a classroom or maybe of a school desk, of a school lab, a computer lab. Those things are all part of our volunteering initiatives. And so we need more volunteers. If anybody is interested in coming to Ghana for maybe a 1 month, 2 month kind of teaching, he or she is always welcome. And then we also need partners school, even partner schools, because we had a case where there was a school in which we exchanged some kind of, correspondence. So books, resources, teacher engagement and collaboration, and even students' friendship, all those things are very, very important. So we are always on the lookout for collaboration, for partners, for sponsors, for support. Anybody is welcome, as long as you have been confirmed has not been a threat to children. We're okay with that.
Yeah. As the last question, I have 2 questions, honestly, not just one. The first thing I would like to ask you is, what's the best part of the foundation, of the work? And then the second question is your personal message for the people that will listen, your words in this interview.
The best part of working with the Furman Foundation School is obviously the observation or the realization of getting to know clear improvements in the lives of children. You have children who come to the school and gradually they become literate. They're able to read, they're able to write, they're able to communicate. It's a good feeling, because it's basically the future of our country, where they have been educated, they can think and reflect independently, they can write, they can read and understand, and those are the high points of celebration. And so for us, it's a very noble calling and a very noble kind of job. And so for those listening to us, we would invite you, if you get some time, just look at the various areas that you can be of support, whether in terms of coming down physical to teach, or maybe organizing a donation drive, books, resources, funds for infrastructure and other projects. Any other educational initiative is welcome. So we are very much open to collaboration, and we share the vision of a world where children have education as a fundamental right. And certainly we would want to be involved in anything that will seek to advance that objective.
Okay. Gideon, thank you very much for your words, for your time, and for your work. You founded this amazing foundation that helps the lives of so many people, of children, of their families. So thank you very much for your contribution in the society. And,
you're welcome, and thank you for the opportunity also. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you everyone for having watched this interview, and see you in the next one. Bye.
Right. Bye-bye.